자, 그러면 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. 이스라엘 정부가요. 골란고원에 도널드 트럼프 미국 대통령의 이름을 딴 새 유대인 정착촌을 개발하기로 했습니다. 어제 골란고원 브루힘에서 트럼프 하이츠, 트럼프 고원이라 이름 붙인 표지판 제막식이 열렸다고 하는데요. Let's listen to the story.
The Trump name already graces buildings and golf courses around the world, and now it's the namesake of a small settlement in Israel. The so-called Trump Heights will be located in Golan Heights, which Trump controversially recognized as being part of sovereign Israel last March. Trump signed an executive order recognizing Golan Heights as Israeli territory in a move that was widely applauded in Israel but widely condemned in the Arab world and the international community. The settlement currently has a population of 10 people and was established 30 years ago.
네, 트럼프 대통령은요, 지난 3월 네탄야후 총리와의 회담을 가졌었는데요. 그때 이스라엘의 골란고원 주권을 인정하는 포고문에 서명했습니다. 이 때문에 아랍권을 비롯해서 국제사회의 거센 반발을 불러일으키기도 했었는데요. 어제는 이 미국과 이스라엘의 관계를 더욱 굳건하게 할 수 있는 그런 일이 있었죠. 바로 트럼프 하이츠, 트럼프 대통령의 이름을 딴 이 고원, 표지판 제막식이 열렸습니다. The Trump name already graces buildings and golf courses around the world, and now it's the namesake of a small settlement in Israel.
Yeah, we'll look at that word to grace something. And in this case, indeed, it is buildings. Thank you very much. There's a plural S missing there. When something graces something else, it is either located in a place or on something, and typically to make it look more attractive. So an example sentence that I could give that I think is very true these days: the faces of the 7 BTS members grace the covers of magazines all over the world.
아하, 장식하다라는 의미의 grace가 여기서 쓰였습니다. 트럼프라는 이름이 이미 여러 건물과 골프장에서 볼 수 있다. 장식이 돼 있다라는 것은 사실 이제 그 이름을 쓴다라고 볼 수 있겠고요. grace는 또 이렇게 쓸 수도 있죠. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Yes, that's a very common expression. If you're having a party or an event and somebody comes who you thought maybe wouldn't come for some reason, or it was difficult for them to get there, that's a very nice expression to say. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
And I mean that
Yes,
to you.
me too. And to all of our listeners.
네, 빛내다라는 뜻으로 이렇게 자리를 빛내주셔서 감사합니다라고 할 때는 Thank you for gracing us with your presence라는 표현을 쓸 수도 있습니다. And of course, the namesake is this Trump. The namesake is of a small settlement in Israel now.
Yeah, the Trump name will be the namesake. That's exactly right. So when something is a namesake, that means that a person or a thing has the same name as another person or another thing. So, in a very true example, I am my father's namesake. My father has the same name that I do. I have the same name that my father does. So I would say I am my father's namesake.
아하, 이름이 같은 사람 또는 이름이 같은 것, 이거를 namesake라고 합니다. 그래서 이스라엘에 있는 이 고원이 같은 이름을 가지고 있다. 즉, 이 트럼프라는 이름을 쓴다라는 거고요. The so-called Trump Heights will be located in Golan Heights, which Trump controversially recognized as being part of sovereign Israel last March.
Yeah, this word is very key to the story. The spelling is a little complex and it doesn't exactly sound like it looks. The spelling of sovereign, S-O-V-E-R-E-I-G-N, sovereign. And sovereign means independent,
Right.
not under the control of any other country. So there are many examples around the world. Algeria used to be a French colony, but now is a sovereign nation.
아하, 그래서 여기서는 이제 주권을 인정했다라는 의미로 sovereign Israel 이거를 recognize 했다라고 볼 수 있겠고요. 실제로 그로 인해서 이제 국제 사회는 굉장히 반발을 했죠. 비난을 했습니다. Trump signed an executive order recognizing Golan Heights as Israeli territory in a move that was widely applauded in Israel, but widely condemned in the Arab world and the international community.
So we'll look at that word condemned. Of course, if it was applauded in Israel, that means it's a good thing in their perspective. That gives us a hint to the meaning of condemn in this context. If you condemn something, you say that it is very bad and unacceptable. So whenever we have these very unfortunate terrorist attacks, the governments of other countries will be quick to condemn the attack.
네, 규탄하다, 비난하다라는 뜻의 condemn이 쓰였는데요. 끝에 m하고 n도 있습니다.
good point.
그런데 발음이 condemn, m 발음까지만 하는 거죠?
Yeah, there's no sound from the end, but yes, it has to be there.
네, 그렇습니다. n이 묵음입니다. Let's listen to this story one more time.
The Trump name already graces buildings and golf courses around the world, and now it's the namesake of a small settlement in Israel. The so-called Trump Heights will be located in Golan Heights, which Trump controversially recognized as being part of sovereign Israel last March. Trump signed an executive order recognizing Golan Heights as Israeli territory in a move that was widely applauded in Israel, but widely condemned in the Arab world and the international community. The settlement currently has a population of 10 people and was established 30 years ago.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 미국의 유명 방송인 애덤 사비지가 아이언맨처럼 슈트를 입고 하늘을 나는 도전에 나섰습니다. 사비지가 직접 입고 하늘을 날게 될 수트는요, 미국 콜로라도 광업대학교 연구진이 3D 프린팅을 통해서 만든 티타늄 소재의 수트입니다. Let's listen to the story.
Although it probably won't be able to whisk you off into space, Adam Savage, with a little help from his friends, has built a real-life Iron Man suit. In the first episode of Savage's new show, he stopped short of testing his new contraption, but one of his friends did take it for a spin, hovering some 5 meters off the ground. Although probably not a household name in Korea, Savage made a name for himself during 14 seasons on the program Mythbusters.
네, this sounds very surreal, but it's quite true. Although it probably won't be able to whisk you off into space, Adam Savage, with a little help from his friends, has built a real-life Iron Man suit.
Yes, indeed. And we'll look at that first phrase, whisk you off, usually into someplace. So when you whisk something or someone off, you are moving them. You are moving that person or that thing from one place to another, and you're moving them very quickly.
Right.
So an example sentence we could use, after hearing the explosion, the president's bodyguards whisked him off to a safe location.
휙 어딘가로 데려가 버리다라는 뜻의 whisk someone off 라는 표현을 쓸 수 있겠습니다. In the first episode of Savage's new show, he stopped short of testing his new contraption.
That word, contraption, when you call something a contraption, you're referring to it as a machine or a device that looks strange, unnecessarily complicated, and you're also implying that it may be unsafe or poorly made. Now, I'm not implying that Mr. Savage's suit was poorly made, but if you look at it and think you're supposed to wear it and fly like Iron Man, you might think that it's not safe, at least. So that's when you describe something as a contraption. Although Jason was very proud of the car that he built himself, there was no way I was riding all the way to Busan in that contraption.
아, 그러니까 좀 특이한, 기묘한 그런 기계를 contraption이라고 하는 겁니다. 100% 신뢰는 가지 않지만 어쨌든 뭐 기계는 기계다. 이런 뉘앙스가 강하게 들어있네요. 그래서 machine이라는 단어 대신에 contraption 여기서 쓰인 것 같고요. Although probably not a household name in Korea, Savage made a name for himself during 14 seasons on the program Mythbusters.
So a couple of expressions using name. First, a household name. A household name is a phrase that refers to a person or sometimes even a thing that is well known by the public. So again, going back to our favorite example, the group BTS is a household name in Korea and probably in most places around the world.
Indeed. 누구나 아는 이름이다 라는 뜻의 household name입니다. 그래서 여기서는 not a household name in Korea. 한국에서는 그렇게 잘 알려지지 않을 수 있지만 외국에서는 굉장히 유명하다 이런 뜻이 되겠고요. Savage made a name for himself on the program Mythbusters.
Yeah, and that program was shown in Korea, so maybe some of our listeners do know him, but he made a name for himself on that particular program. Now, that phrase means if you make a name for yourself, then you become well known for some particular thing. So a great example, Morning Special's morning date guest, Darcy Paquette, made a name for himself translating Korean films into English, especially most of Bong Joon-ho's films, including his latest, Parasite.
Indeed. 스스로 명성을 얻다라는 뜻이 make a name for oneself가 되겠습니다. 실제로 지난 토요일 우리가 다시 파켓 선생님과 함께 인터뷰를 모닝 스페셜에서 했어요.
I watched it just yesterday, so
Did
if
you?
anybody missed
The
it,
video.
check it out. It's fantastic. You can watch it online on YouTube.
네. And as you said, he really did make a name for himself, just as Adam Savage did on Mythbusters. Let's listen to this story one more time.
Although it probably won't be able to whisk you off into space, Adam Savage, with a little help from his friends, has built a real-life Iron Man suit. In the first episode of Savage's new show, he stopped short of testing his new contraption, but one of his friends did take it for a spin, hovering some 5 meters off the ground. Although probably not a household name in Korea, Savage made a name for himself during 14 seasons on the program Mythbusters.
네, 방금 이 household name과 관련해서 김태용 님이요. 그럼 우리나라로 치면은 뭐 철수 영희 이게 household name인가요? 하셨는데요. 보통은 이제 유명한 사람을
Right, yes.
말하기 때문에
Yeah.
예를 들자면은 뭐 BTS.
Yes.
네, 그런 게 household name이 되겠습니다. 자, 퀴즈 한 번 더 읽어 주시겠어요?
An item that is very old but has value, with some people even collecting it, is known as blank. Is that number 1, antique, or number 2, modem?
뉴욕타임즈 1개월 구독권 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 보내드리도록 하겠습니다. 강운숙 님이요. A hearty good morning to you.
And right back at you.
윤현상 님도 hearty good morning 이라고 한글로 이렇게 써주셨습니다. 네. A hearty good morning to everyone out there. Let's take a song break. When we come back, we have our third news focus. This is Taylor Swift. You need to calm down. 자, 세 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. 50대의 한 이탈리아 남성이 미국 배우 조지 클루니를 사칭해 사기를 벌인 혐의로 수년간 수배를 받아오다가 마침내 검거가 됐습니다. 그의 부인까지 연루된 부부 사기단이었다는데요. Let's listen to the story.
An Italian man in his 50s who had been wanted for years for impersonating U.S. actor George Clooney has recently been arrested in Thailand. During a police interrogation, Francesco Galdelli confessed to impersonating George Clooney and having people send money to him. Galdelli and his wife have been accused of a series of other scams and frauds in Italy. The couple had been living in Pattaya under false pretenses, such as donating large sums of money to the community.
네, 꽤 오랜 시간 미국 배우 조지 클루니를 사칭했던 50대 이탈리아 남성이 태국에서 검거됐습니다. 근데 알고 보니까 이제 부부 사기단이었어요. An Italian man in his 50s who'd been wanted for years for impersonating US actor George Clooney has recently been arrested in Thailand.
So key to this story is that word impersonating. So impersonating means pretending to be another person. Sometimes we do it for entertainment value. There are a lot of people who are talented at impersonating other famous actors' voices. However, sometimes it is done for crime or for fraud or for scams. In the latter case, we could say like this, it's a very serious crime to impersonate a police officer.
네, 이 가운데 person, 사람이 들어있잖아요. 그래서 어떤 사람인 척하다, 어떤 사람처럼 하다라는 의미이기 때문에 아주 가볍게는 성대모사도 impersonate라는 표현을 쓸 수 있지만 범죄, 이렇게 사칭하는 것도 역시 impersonate라는 표현을 씁니다. 그래서 여기서는 그 사칭한 것을 의미하고요. During a police interrogation, Francesco Galdelli confessed to impersonating George Clooney.
Another key word to the story, interrogation. An interrogation is a intense questioning of somebody, usually conducted by some kind of authority, especially the police or prosecutors.
Right.
We often hear in the news when someone is charged with a serious crime, they might be questioned for the police for 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours. So we can say the police interrogation lasted some 10 hours.
네, 신문이라는 뜻의 interrogation입니다. 신문을 통해서 그동안에 이제 조지 클루니 사칭한 게 드러났는데요. 청취자분 한 분이 굉장히 잘 생겼나 봐요 라고 보내셨는데 얼굴을 이제 드러낸 게 아니라 예를 들자면은 뭐 조지 클루니다 라고 하면서 서면이라든지 전화를 통해서 명품 시계를 내가 보내주겠다. 그러면서 결국은 이제 소금통을 보낸다든지 뭐 이런 사기 사건들이 굉장히 많았다고 하는데요. 돈을 또 받기도 했기 때문에 더욱 문제가 됐습니다. 조지 클루니가 사실 친구들한테 굉장히 값비싼 선물을 주기로 유명하기도
Yeah,
하고
he's famous for that.
또 장난을 또 굉장히 많이 치시는 분으로도 유명해서 네, 그냥 인터넷이나 전화를 받은 상대방이 그냥 당연히 조지 클루니이겠거니 했나 봐요.
He's made a bit of a name for himself as a prankster.
Ah, he's made a name for himself as a prankster. All right. Well, Galdelli, the impersonator, and his wife have also been accused of a series of other scams.
Right, let's look at that word scam, or in the plural, scams with an S. A scam is a dishonest scheme, which is another word we sometimes use. Sounds a little bit similar. A dishonest scheme, a fraud, a fraudulent or deceptive act. A very simple example sentence. She was the victim of a phishing scam, voice phishing scam.
네, 사기라는 뜻입니다. Voice phishing scam. 요즘 굉장히 문제죠. 그때 쓸 수 있는 단어가 scam이 되겠고요. The couple had been living in Pattaya under false pretenses, such as donating large sums of money to the community.
So when we use that expression under false pretenses, we're talking about pretending that a certain condition or a certain situation will be done or will be true. We often refer to that if somebody maybe signs some documents illegally or kind of scam documents to get a loan, and then they get that loan, we can say the loan was obtained under false pretenses.
네. 신분을 속인 채 이것도 역시 사칭으로 볼 수 있겠죠. Under false pretenses. 다른 사람인 척하면서 또 굉장히 교묘하게도 지역사회에 상당한 돈을 기부까지 했대요. 그러면서 여유 있는 생활을 파타야에서 하고 있었던 것으로 전해집니다. Well, it's a good thing they caught him. Let's listen to this story one more time.
An Italian man in his 50s who had been wanted for years for impersonating U.S. actor George Clooney has recently been arrested in Thailand. During a police interrogation, Francesco Galdelli confessed to impersonating George Clooney and having people send money to him. Galdelli and his wife have also been accused of a series of other scams and frauds in Italy. The couple had been living in Pattaya under false pretenses such as donating large sums of money to the community.
It's time now to announce the answer to today's quiz.
Well, although modems are very old and some of them may be antiques themselves, the best answer today is number 1, antique.
네, 1번 antique가 되겠습니다. 그 의미는 뭐 골동품이라고도 표현할 수 있겠고요. 어쨌든 굉장히 오래됐지만 가치가 있는 그런 물건들을 우리가 antique, 외래어로도 많이 쓰는 단어 같아요. 이호진님, 문수남님, 2039 끝번호 쓰시는 분과 7326님 그리고 조규덕님 축하드립니다. 뉴욕타임스 1개월 구독권 보내드릴게요. 모닝 스페셜 홈페이지 들어오셔서요. 주소 꼭 남겨주세요. 자, 월터 선생님 오늘의 표현 알려주시죠.
Well, we normally go back to a phrase from one of our news-focused stories, but today I'd like to go back to something that our listeners brought up. It's something I said in the morning. I want to go back to hearty. And I usually say a hearty good morning. It's just a means to intensify something, but also I want to talk about other things that can be hearty.
Yeah.
I alluded to earlier a hearty meal, but we can even be more specific and talk about a hearty breakfast. Some people might have a light breakfast during the week, but like me, I like to have a hearty breakfast on the weekend. And we can also talk about a hearty laugh. We all know somebody who has that really deep laugh. You can describe that as a hearty laugh.
네, heart하고 y를 붙여서 hearty라는 이 단어는요, 뭔가가 굉장히 가득 찼다는 이미지가 있어요. 그래서 음식의 경우에는 양이 굉장히 많은 푸짐한 이런 뜻이 있습니다. I like to have a hearty breakfast. 푸짐한 아침 식사하는 것을 좋아합니다. 라고 표현을 할 수 있겠고요. 사람한테 they have a hearty laugh, a hearty character. 그러면은 굉장히 밝고 긍정적인 그런 기운이 마구마구 넘쳐난다. 이런 느낌입니다. hearty가 아주 다양하게 쓰여요. Alright. Well, I hope everyone's having a I don't know, a hearty day. Can you say
You could
that?
kind of say it, especially since we've talked about it so much. Well, sure, why not?
Right. Or maybe with a hearty laugh, you can get through the day better.
Yes, indeed. And I wish everybody a hearty goodbye.
Before you go, though,
All right.
a question for you.
Sure.
Mum of 3 says, What's the opposite of a household name? 반대되는 단어가 그러면 Jane Doe인가요?
No, Jane Doe, again, is an example of sort of just an everyday name, an unknown person. If we don't know the identity of someone and that someone is female, we'll say Jane Doe. If it's male, we'll say John Doe. But because of the phrase household name being rather idiomatic, it doesn't necessarily have an exact opposite. It's just something we use when we want to emphasize that someone is famous for that thing.
네, 엄밀히 말하자면 반대말이 없습니다. household name은 누구나 다 알만한 굉장히 유명한 사람이라는 뜻이에요. Oprah is a household name around the world. And hopefully Walter and Sue will be household names for our
We'll keep
EBS
trying.
fans.
We'll keep trying.
All right, thank you so much for that.
Always a
선생님.
pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Well, we're going to go on to the second hour, but before that, let me remind you of something coming up this weekend. 저희 모닝 스페셜이 이번 주부터는요, 주 7일 방송을 시작합니다. 일요일 방송을 시작한다는 소식 어제부터 전해드렸는데요. 알차고 재밌는 모닝만의 유익한 내용을 많이 준비하고 있습니다. 기대 많이 해주세요. Right, taking us into hour 2 now is Lee Oscar, San Francisco Bay. We have 영작 극장 and music with Punita. Let's take a listen.